Okay, so you're saying words and I don't know what they mean.
So, free agents, or the legal tampering has started, where you can finalize deals and do stuff without actually doing stuff in the NFL so far. Milton Williams had, an hour ago, they were finalizing a deal with the Panthers for him to go there.
Yes.
He was going to sign. There you go. ESPN. Chill out. My bad. He was doing that, and then just a minute ago, he signed with the Patriots instead. It was like a 3-year 26 or something. But...
So does that mean he was playing both sides until someone...
Well, no, you're a free agent. You're allowed to talk to whoever you want to talk to. It's the Patriots just got it done faster and probably gave him more.
Okay, I think that's where I was concerned.
Yeah.
I was making sure that was the case and not just somehow the Patriots were able to just take him because they wanted to.
So, yeah.
I mean, that is what happened, but like...
It was crazy because like this free agency went from being like not that big a deal to then everybody cut a bunch of players for cap reasons, and then it turned into like one of the best free agencies I can remember in recent memory.
Now just a bunch of people are.
Yeah. The Bears are cooking.
Oh, no.
We traded for 2 guards. We got Joe Tooney from the Chiefs, and we got Jonah Jackson from the Rams. I think it was a 5th and a 4th. I can't remember what we traded for Joe Tooney. I want to say that was a 4th or maybe a 3rd. But we traded those. We got all-pro guard Joe Tooney, and then Jonah Jackson, who's a good guard. And just now, our first free agency signing, we signed Drew Dahlman, center for the Falcons, to like a 3-year, $42 million 3-year deal. It's very good.
So if they tried to do this before, it would be considered contract
illegal.
tampering?
Yeah, it'd be tampering, and they'd lose draft picks. It's all happened before. The Dolphins just got smacked with it, where they lost their first-round pick for trying to tamper with Brady. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can pull up. I just want to be up to date.
So is it like an exclusive...
Huh!
Uh-oh.
Okay, so let me start with earlier on this week.
Okay.
So, free agency got kicked off with the first trade. Could you take a guess who made the first trade?
Myles Garrett and someone else.
No, Myles Garrett did not get traded.
Oh, God.
Commanders made the first trade.
Okay.
They traded for Deebo Samuel from San Francisco for a 5th-round pick. When they did that, I was like, I think that's a bad trade. Deebo's old. He's not as good as he used to be. But it's a 5th-round pick. I kind of get it. I think I would have just went after DK Metcalf. My opinion on that has changed. And only because DK did eventually ended up getting traded. And now that's the reason my opinion has changed on this whole trade. I think this is an amazing trade now. I think it's very good. I think it's like a big. Some other trades happened, nothing crazy. The Bears traded, like I said, for Joe Tooney and Jonah Jackson. Very good players, good guards. Joe Tooney, a very good guard. And so they're rebuilding the line for Caleb Williams. Then another big trade. The Christian Kirk got traded for like a 6th or 7th round pick from the Jags to the Texans. That's a steal. That guy, he's good. I'd say he's a good second option, great third option, suboptimal first option, but he's not going to be first option in Houston. I don't think. Depends on if. Well, no, he's not, because he'll be behind Nico Collins. So I think no matter what, that's a good move for the Texans. Geno Smith got traded. Quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks. Good quarterback. Got traded to the Ravens, I think, for like a 3rd round pick.
Quarter or corner?
Quarterback.
Okay.
Throw the ball.
Yep.
Very good trade. I think it's good for both sides. I think getting a 3rd for Geno is good. A guy who was washed out of the league until a couple years ago when he won Comeback Player of the Year. And he's been good since. Very accurate guy. After Geno went, the Seahawks cut Tyler Lockett, and DK Metcalf requested a trade. This is where I thought all the teams were going to be involved. Everybody, he said, I want to go to a contender and stuff like that. Somehow DK Metcalf ended up in Pittsburgh. I don't think Pittsburgh's a contender, but that's where he ended up going. He signed an extension with them. They got him for a 2nd round pick. I think that's very high for DK. I think DK is very good. Maybe he'll look better with, and like the thing is like maybe he looks better without Tyler Lockett on the other side, who's another very good receiver. But they also, Pittsburgh has George Pickens. I thought DK would want to go somewhere and be a first option. Maybe he didn't. I also think a second is way too much for DK. I think I've been sitting on like a third or a fourth for DK Metcalf is what I would have given up. But they paid a second. Now I understand why the Commanders didn't do it, and they got Debo for a fifth. You're going to tell me to give up a second or a fifth? I'd give up the fifth for Debo instead of a second for DK. Then there were a bunch of other people got cut. Everybody's still kind of looking for places to be. Like Von Miller got cut. Devontae Adams got cut. Devontae Adams got signed by the Rams for 2 year 46. I want to say 2 year $46 million deal. A bunch of other players got cut. And we've had people agreeing to deals. And now Seattle just signed their quarterback. They signed Sam Darnold out of Minnesota for a 3 year $105 million deal. Or $100.5 million deal. With half of that being guaranteed. So, that's good. Just said a bunch of other guys are getting signed, like Poona Ford found a home in L.A. Milton Williams, who I thought was going to be a Bear, ended up going to the Patriots. The Bears signed Drew Dahlman, the best center in free agency, which is what we needed. We needed to solidify the inside of the offensive line. A bunch of edge rushers have gone. Tackles have gotten signed, like Moore and Moses. A bunch of guys have been signed. Nothing too crazy yet, but people are fixing their needs. Trying to think if there's anything. Oh, the Eagles. They cut Darius Slay and James Bradbury. They extended Saquon Barkley. They re-signed Zach Bond, which is a big deal. And from what it looks like, I think they're going to lose Josh Sweat. It doesn't look like Josh Sweat's coming back, which is an issue. They've already lost Milton Williams, but they do have other defensive tackles that can move up into that spot.
Yeah.
Jonathan Allen got cut, which is a very good defensive tackle for the Commanders. They replaced him with Javon Kinlaw, which is fine. I don't think that's necessarily a great deal. I actually think it's a very big downgrade. Because Kinlaw can't stay healthy. But Daron Payne's also better than Jonathan Allen, I think, at this point. So, if Kinlaw is your second defensive tackle, that's probably pretty good. My worry now is with the Eagles have to find corner help. They need another corner. They'll probably find it, or they'll draft it, right? I am scared for the Eagles to sign great players, because at this point their roster's so good that like everything is just kind of a cherry on top. The only position I think they really need to other than corner is edge rusher. And I would just be really scared if like Jonathan Allen ends up with the Eagles, because he was a Commander, and I could see Jonathan Allen going to a direct rival, because I don't know how much he loves Washington. Because he was there for like 70. And 2 years back, there was an interview with him after a game, and he's basically like, I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of he's just cussing. And you're like, I'm tired of losing. It's been 7 years of this. I want to end. So I don't know if he has a bunch of love for the Commanders, but yeah, we'll see. There's a bunch of people that are up for trade. Like Trey Hendrickson is a very good defensive end for the Bengals. Bears are in talks for him. Bears are actually also in talks for Josh Sweat. It looks like we pivoted from Milton Williams to Josh Sweat, which I don't hate, because I think Josh Sweat is just better. I think Milton Williams had a really good playoffs, and I don't know if he's actually going to be worth what he's going to get paid. Because I think he got paid a lot. I want to say he got paid like $26 a year. But maybe it was 3 years for 26. I can't remember. And also all the details aren't out. But free agency has been good. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Because every year it's like, oh, this team won free agency, and then they get into the year and it's horrible, and nothing works. So I don't know. I want to be excited for my team, and I'm so excited that we're fixing it. Because I remember, I think I told you this a couple weeks ago. I'm so tired of the Bears drafting linemen. Because we continue to mess it up and never get it right.
Yeah.
And then I told you I have two people I want. Well, Will Campbell, who looks like a bona fide stud on the offensive line. Or Ashton Genty at 10. And really, I would like for us to just trade back. Because if we could trade back, that would be good. Get some more picks, maybe draft back, go back to like 14. Basically, I would say go back till right in front of the Cowboys. Because I think the Cowboys will take Genty if he's there. And I kind of really want Genty, but I don't know. I don't know what's going to go on. I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch, but I'm very happy with what the Bears have done so far. I don't know what's going to go on with Oh, last big thing. Myles Garrett isn't getting traded.
Oh.
He signed the biggest contract, non-quarterback contract in NFL history. I think 3 years, $206 million. Somehow it comes out to him making like $50 million a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he I guess that basically Cleveland like took calls, didn't like anything that was offered, and then was like, "You're not going anywhere." And he was like, "No, I will be going somewhere." And they said, "How about $200 million?" And he said, "I guess I'm staying." So, because nobody was going to offer him that. I don't think any other team is going to give him $200 million to extend. But yeah, so he's there. The other guy, Max Crosby, who I thought was going to go, he ended up staying. He got paid. I really thought what was going to happen was Trey Hendrickson was going to stay and get paid, and the other two were going to move. I really thought Crosby and Garrett were both going to be on the move, and neither of them are. And Hendrickson basically seems like he is on the move, which I don't know why I believe that the Bengals would pay anybody, since they're notoriously the cheapest franchise in the NFL. But other thing that I was sad about, that the Chargers brought back Khalil Mack. I really wanted him to come back to the Bears. That was very sad. He signed like a 1 year, $17 million thing with the Chargers, which sucks, but it is what it is. And Von Miller got cut from the Bills, who I think we should be in on, but I don't. Not that we should. I think we will be in on, and I would not want to get him because I just don't think he's good enough anymore for the price tag that he will ask for. I don't think he's that good, but he's a good player. I think that's everything. Like Aaron Jones re-signed with the Vikings. Trying to think of the big deals. I think that's it. There's been rumors about the first overall pick.
Yeah.
About teams trading up to number one. I don't know how true that is. And Justin Fields just got signed. He was one of the quarterbacks for the Steelers last year. It was him and Russell Wilson. And he just got signed to the Jets on a 2-year, $40 million deal, $30 million of it guaranteed. That's a decent size. It's actually nothing for a quarterback, but for what he had to do in that for that team last year, I didn't think that would be worth it, but they're paying him.
Don't the Jets need?
Just need everything.
Okay. I was gonna say I'm pretty sure they just lost. I'm pretty sure Aaron Rodgers just did that whole thing. I just edited that episode, so they would need to replace him ideally.
I hate Aaron Rodgers.
I know you hate Aaron Rodgers.
What a fucking jackass.
But not as much. Or is it more?
It's more.
Oh, okay.
That is the only exception, is Aaron Rodgers. I hate Aaron Rodgers more than I hate the Packers. Because he was both. It's like It's like the thinking about like Rogue in like she has her base power, then she touches you and gets your power. That's Aaron Rodgers. He already was a Packer, then he was Aaron Rodgers. God, I hate Aaron Rodgers. But I also really hate the Packers.
So I got two things now. One is just for us. Look at what was 2 years ago, apparently.
Is that's the final?
Yeah. And just announced while we were recording, we now know what's going on with the WWE Hall of Fame this year.
Oh, it's Luger and Michelle.
Yeah, so we know the Luger was
and
just
Paul.
announced. Luger was just announced Friday, I think, that Luger's going in this year,
love
which is
Luger.
great. Yeah. Again, Royal Rumble winner, and I don't think he ever properly main evented Mania, but like, big star to be going in. One of the most iconic moments of the Monday Night Wars was him. He was working on a handshake deal with Vince, and then without telling him, showed up on the first episode of Nitro. So it was a big deal.
Okay.
So they are WWE in partnership with Fontainebleau, Las Vegas, the official host hotel of WrestleMania 41 and newest luxury hotel to debut on the Strip, today announced that the 2025 WWE Hall of Fame ceremony will take place on Friday, April 18th at 10 p.m. at the resort's 10 p.m. Pacific time at the resort's state-of-the-art 90,000 square foot Blue Live Theater as part of WrestleMania weekend. So what this is telling us is it is going to maintain its spot after SmackDown.
Okay.
And it is going to be a ticketed event that fans will be able to attend. Tickets are going to go on sale March 12th. By the time this is out, they will already be on sale. Pre-sale March 12th, general on sale March 14th via Ticketmaster. And then priority passes through on location as well. I don't know what the capacity is for Blue Live. I don't want to say I'm, like, shocked. That is about what I was expecting. I'm a little surprised that they're maintaining the spot after SmackDown.
Okay.
That they're running Friday night, which means, like, Eastern time it starts at 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Is what it's going to be.
Ew.
It's a little surprising. It's not that surprising because they're pushing it back to be late enough that if you go to SmackDown, you can also go to this. This is reading more to me that they are trying to make more money by it being a separate ticketed event and not what I want it to be, which I want to cut fans out entirely now. I was honored to attend the one that I did. We do not deserve this. Cut us out completely. Get yourself a little hotel conference room. Like, it can be big. Invite the families of the inductees, invite your main roster stars and their family, backstage people, of course, any employees. I would even go as far as to make it an essentially open invite to employees. Just register in advance that you're coming, and it'd be free to them. Because as much as fans are an important part of wrestling, probably, I would argue, more important than in actual live competitive sports. Because it's tailored, actual sports is playing to win. In pro wrestling, it's tailor-made to entertain fans. As much as that's important, I think it's shown to be too much of a risk. We've had fans jumping the barricade and attacking stars during Hall of Fame inductions. We've had fans whatting not native English speakers during their speeches. We've had fans just get up and emptying the arena while the event is still going on. I think for an event that is meant to honor specifically the inductees, but also just their impact on pro wrestling entirely, I think it would just be better for it to be a private event to really make it more award show-esque, essentially, which is what they used to do. They used to do it before. Maybe 10 years ago or so, before they started holding it. Originally, it was its own separate ticketed event as well. It was the Saturday night. So you would do SmackDown on Friday, Hall of Fame on Saturday, Mania on Sunday, Raw on Monday. Then, well, technically then you would do SmackDown on Tuesday because SmackDown was taped. Or then it was live on Tuesday. But when it changed to Friday, it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then NXT TakeOver started being Saturday, and Hall of Fame got moved around. Now Mania is both Saturday and Sunday. And also, you have the Peacock deal, so you can just air it live, but, like, you could hold it, like, Wednesday night if you want to, and not worry about it being live or worrying about fitting it into the fans' WrestleMania weekend. Like, just make it private. That way they can also
but that's just giving up money, and they'll never do that.
Yeah, I know. I also think then there's an act of having to perform when you're in front of the fans, and, like, I don't know. It's what it represents, and I understand that now it's a ticketed event, so it's something that they know they can make revenue off because fans will pay for it. But I think there's so many opportunities for that. and it doesn't. You don't have to do that. Maybe just make a physical Hall of Fame exhibit that travels with Mania every year, or a physical location for a Hall of Fame that isn't Saudi Arabia. It's going to be Saudi Arabia. It is. Don't make it Saudi Arabia. It's probably going to be Saudi Arabia.
No, it won't be Saudi.
They already had the WWE experience, which is essentially that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
If they were to do a Hall of Fame, they won't.
Sure.
There's a reason why the NFL Hall of Fame's in Canton, Ohio.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's in Cleveland, and the Baseball Hall of Fame's in Cooperstown. Weird ass cities. The other location.
Cleveland's not crazy.
Cleveland's not that crazy.
Yeah, I Canton also isn't, but it's for historic reasons.
Same with Cooperstown.
Yeah.
Which would mean that the WWE Hall of Fame would be either, if we go by history, it would be either New York or it would be Stamford, Connecticut.
That's what I thought.
People are also saying Vegas. I don't know if that would do Vegas. I don't know. There's like no plans.
I wouldn't do Vegas.
There's no plans to do that currently. There was at one point. It would be cool to see, because they have the WWE warehouse, which is just filled with archived stuff.
Yeah.
It would just be cool to do something
You're
with
thinking
all of
about
that.
making money.
Yeah. But yeah, just brought that up because it literally broke like 3 hours ago.
Before I leave, I'm going to check one last time.
Yep. Give us another
Cam
check.
Bynum just signed for the Colts from the Vikings.
So it
4 years, $60 million.
So it going down today.
Yes, yeah. Today is the day. I wouldn't lie. If I'm lying, I'm flying.
So what is the actual deal before today? Is it just they're still under contract, or is it like okay, so they're still under contract.
Today's the day they opened up that you could legally tamper. You could legally talk to them.
Legally tamper.
Yeah, it's you cannot put any pen to paper today, but you can come to a verbal agreement.
Okay.
That's all it is.
You can't come to pen to paper because they're still technically under contract.
I believe so. I believe that goes up. I want to say June 6th.
Yeah.
But I'm not
This
sure.
is just like a legal negotiating window. I understand. Because you get that a lot in wrestling.
Yeah.
Which is funny because Tony Khan always wants to claim contract tampering, and it's like, that's not really
how that works.
what it is, because it's not a league. Like, you can try if WWE, comes and wants to talk to Adam Copeland about coming and signing, and you can try to legally go after them. I don't know if you'll have much standing, but you can try. But, like, if anything, I think the standing will fall back on Adam Copeland because he's the one that you have a contract with.
Yeah, because you can't sue the people coming in and giving the new contract. You can only sue the person that's under contract.
You can try to sue Adam Copeland. This is just like nothing has happened. This is just a hypothetical.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know.
And be like, and come after him because he wasn't supposed to negotiate.
Contracts also mean everything, but also mean nothing. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
If I want out of it, I'll find a way out of it. I will hire enough smart white dudes with glasses and briefcases, and I'll get out of whatever I need to get out of.
Which at that point is wild, because 9 times out of 10 you can just pay your contract out.
Yeah. That's why, I hate predatory contracts. Like that. If you want a good standing with somebody that you think has talent, you think could go someplace, just give them a friendly contract. But I don't know. That's business. That's why I'll never understand. I'll never have that. I don't have that edge to try to screw people over, take advantage of people. I don't have that in me. So I won't get it. So I'll leave that to people who do.
It depends on the star.
You go ahead. You should speak on it.
It depends on the star and it depends on the contract. I definitely understand. To give an example, and I don't... Before I do this, give me a more clear example of what you mean by predatory contract. Because I assume I understand what you mean correctly.
Usually, the first thing I think of is music contracts, when they're like, I own everything that you have ever made, whatever you will continue to make, and shit like that. Just taking advantage of somebody that obviously isn't in a situation to say no to the money you're going to give them.
Okay, that's just corporate greed.
Yeah, I know, but...
Yeah, there is nothing else to that.
Yeah.
I thought you meant more like ironclad deals with legally no way out and...
Yeah, that's it, but that also happens in music. The first thing I thought of was Suge Knight and every Death Row Records contract.
I don't think there's an exclusivity music deal that isn't just corporate greed.
The music business just sucks.
Yeah.
When we get there, but that's just immediately what I thought. But
ironclad sports contracts, I understand. Because to give to use Myles Garrett as an example, it can be hard or any of these MLB contracts, these nonsense MLB contracts they've been putting out. It can be hard, and I don't know what Cleveland is monetary wise, what that team looks at monetary wise, whether they're rich or poor. But it can be hard for a team to commit that money. So it can be, when you're taking a risk, sometimes it makes a lot more business sense to be like, we will give you this money, but you're locked in.
Yeah. But that's just bad teams.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
Good teams don't make those contracts.
Good teams don't.
Eagles don't make those contracts.
This because they will just pay the money.
But they don't. The Eagles don't pay people.
That's true.
The Eagles paid Saquon, right? They also didn't pay Saquon a crazy amount until this. Like, they got the job done. Good teams don't make these contracts of, I need you to stay because you are such a monetary asset. Like, yeah. And this is going to sound crazy, Myles Garrett did not just get a $200 million extension because he's the best defensive player in the league. Myles Garrett just got $200 million because he's because he's Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. Like, it's the same reason when old ass players get mega deals for no reason, because you're not good, but you get it. Myles Garrett is the exception in that he is the best defensive player in the league, but he also is Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
Like, if Myles Garrett got paid for as good as he was, he still isn't getting $200 million. The fact that he's Myles Garrett is the reason he got $200 million. Yeah.
But merchandise talks. Merchandise sales talks.
Yeah.
I love me some merch numbers.
I was say, Myles Garrett got like $100 million more than Max Crosby, and he got one less year on the contract. Like, I think Max Crosby got like 4 years, 100, and then Myles Garrett got 3 years, 200. And Max Crosby is like the second or third best pass rusher in the league. Like, there's not that big a leap between him and Myles Garrett, but I don't know. I don't know.
But that, I also think the ironclad part only works for contracts that have a way out, which a lot of I assume teams. I understand this from a pure wrestling point of view as well, but it's like a lot of those contracts have ways out or can be released at any moment.
Yeah, they'll find ways out for money so it doesn't hurt their cap and shit like that, and they have void years at the end of the contract to spread out the money. It's a bunch of.
The Dodgers will just defer most of the money.
The Saints have been deferring money for over a decade now and are like $40 million in cap hell.
It's funny for the Dodgers.
And they still figure out how to sign people every year. It's like, what the hell?
And you couldn't even figure out how to do it on your Saints save.
No, it's because they don't allow you to make trades once you go negative cap, which is not true. Because Madden is like, we don't want you to be the Saints. I think that's all I have.
Might as well check one more time while we're here.
I think that's it. Is there anything new? ESPN. I got excited, but I am actually excited, but I'm also, I guess I'm fine with this. He's the guy from the Colts, right? Yeah. Actually, I like this. Dayo Odeyingbo went to the Bears, defensive end. 3-year, 48. What's that? If it was 4, it'd be 12 years, so what is that, like 14?
What?
Around there.
What are we doing?
48 divided by 3.
48 divided by 3 would be...
16.
Yeah.
16 a year I don't think is horrible for a guy who's... How old is Dayo Odeyingbo? He's 25. He's exactly... I thought he was 25. 3 would take him to his 28. He'll be in his prime. We either keep him or let him walk. Whatever works. And he was a Colts player. He's a pretty good player, I think. What did he have, like 10 sacks last year? If that? He had 3. Never mind. He had 8 the year before that. Well, on a line with DeForest Buckner and everybody else that they've had, that makes sense. 7 TFLs, 17 quarterback hits. That ain't bad. I like him. We'll see how it goes. Not who I thought we were going to sign, but... God, I would love for us to get fucking Jonathan Allen. I know he's old, but we just went after Joe Tooney, too, and he's old as shit.
Yay!
What?
Nothing.
What?
There was nothing. It was just a soundbite. I know we had mentioned...
I don't like it.
Well,
I thought about it. I don't like it.
Which thing?
The day Odeyingbo signing. What is this?
You had mentioned Darius Slade left the Eagles. Did you mention he was signed by the Steelers too?
No, that had to come in probably just 17 minutes ago.
It says 19 minutes ago, so something like that.
Yep. 24 minutes ago, he agreed to terms with the Steelers, yeah. You know what that is? He didn't want to move his family. I bet you they moved into Philly. He's just because work in Pittsburgh.
You gotta.
That also means Philly was not willing to pay him hardly anything.
Probably.
Which is probably because of the Zach Bond deal. And I'm not shitting on Philly. I think they'll come to regret that Saquon extension.
You think so?
Yes. I think you paid him a lot of money in the 2 years after. I think it was a 3-year you guys signed him to. You then paid him for 2 years after that. The 3-year was going to take him until he's 29. You're now paying him until he's 31, and you're paying him the most you're paying him in those final 2 years. I don't think he'll be super effective in those 2 years. And I just think it wasn't money you needed to spend.
I gotcha. I mean, look, I'm looking at the bright side for Mr. Slay here. At least he had options if he didn't want to move his family. There's a lot of cities within that distance of Philadelphia. Again, who wants you? But
oh, and guess who's not coming back to the Eagles?
Who's not coming back to the Eagles?
Zach Ertz. He agreed to a deal with the Commanders. He's going back to the Commanders for another year.
That's good for Zach Ertz.
I love Zach Ertz. Commanders legend.
Yeah. Super Bowl champion Zach Ertz. Yeah.
NFC Championship runner-up, Zach Ertz.
That's true. That's also true. Okay. You got anything else, or are we setting?
I do not think I have anything. I'm going to take one quick look. Just from going to the bathroom and coming back, I do think the Deo signing is bad.
Let me pull up.
Okay, I will know how I feel about the Deo signing after Josh Sweat gets signed. Because if it's like Josh Sweat goes for 4 years, 26 or 30 mil a year, I'll understand it. Paying half of that for a guy who's 2 years younger, betting on the upside, I'll get it. But if like Josh Sweat goes for 3 years, 20 million, I'll be like, yeah, you should have just went out and got Josh Sweat. But because they can't use the age thing. We just traded for Joe Tooney, who's 32 years old. But we'll see. A lot more left. The only old guy left that I want is Jonathan Allen. I want us to go out and get Jonathan Allen.
Yeah.
Especially and then Javon Dexter learn under Jonathan Allen. That would be amazing.
You mentioned Isaiah Rodgers, right?
No, the corner that signed with the
Vikings,
yeah. There's a bunch of guys that got decent contracts, but nothing. Yeah. I don't think any real big game changers. Chris Godwin got re-signed for the Buccaneers, 3 years, $66 million, I think.
So I'm just doing a quick.
Actually, the Bucs also got Hassan Reddick also on a 1 year, 14, which is actually a really big deal. Because he was very good. Not last year because he didn't play because he was holding out on the Jets.
Here's the stuff with Milton Williams.
Yeah, he was
literally it's one
negotiating with the Patriots, the Panthers, and I want to say the Saints, maybe the Raiders all at the same time, and then
yeah, it's like one. I'm just in my Eagles fan group, and it's just one after another. Breaking the Panthers are signing former Eagles DT Milton Williams, and then immediately breaking Patriots signing Milton Williams.
Milton Williams is a good player, man.
Yeah. Okay, that's all that it's showing for me. So.
Yeah, I don't think. From what I saw, they said $26 million a year. I don't know if he's a $26 million a year defensive lineman, but maybe he is.
All right. The NFL is making waves.
Making waves.
Oh, my NHL teams are doing bad, so I have nothing to say about them.
Oh, no!
Uh-oh. He just got really
Wow! Talanoa Hufanga agreed to leave the 49ers, and now he's a Bronco. 3 year, $45 million. Damn. And then De'Ami Brown left the Commanders to go to Jacksonville for 1 year, $12 million.
Jacksonville.
Where careers go to die. Cardinals. That's who else Milton Williams was negotiating with. The Cardinals.
R.I.P. You know, baseball is about to start.
I like Talanoa Hufanga. I would have been in on him. But we have Kevin Byard that I think we re-signed. Who's good. I like Kevin Byard. He's a little bit older, but I would have went in. I like Hufanga a lot. I don't know. Let me get out. I'm sorry.
So they're making these verbal deals. Are they able to go, or is either side able to go back on it?
No.
Okay.
Unless they fail a physical at signing. Everything, it comes down to the physical. Like every other sport, comes down to the physical.
Yeah.
You fail the physical, I can void the deal. But it's very rarely you ever see anything break down after there's a verbal agreement.
Yeah, I mean...
I can't even think of one to tell you.
How do these announcements get made official? Are the teams posting this information?
It either comes out from the GMs, the backroom staff of the team, or the agents of the players.
Okay, so there is...
It's just whoever you have connections with to know to tell to be the first to break the story. Like, the biggest guy I know that, like, breaks these stories is an NBA guy in Shams Charania. But there used to be the Woj bomb. Oh, God, I miss Woj bombs. He retired, Adrian Wojnarowski. He retired from doing that, and now he's, like, on TV.
I guess. I don't know. I'm just... Because there's other examples, like, rumors might be the wrong word, of, like, oh, this reporter is normally really good. He's reporting this is the current case. And, like, that can be correct.
Yeah.
But reports are just reports.
Yeah, that's usually during the season, not usually with free agency. Free agency is usually pretty... Like, the last week, I would say that was probably happening. Where, like, this guy's... Like... There's insiders for every team. Like, there was a guy who was telling me for like a month the Bears are going to sign Drew Dahlman. But that guy also said the Bears are going to bring back Khalil Mack on 1 year, and that didn't happen, but we got Drew Dahlman. So... I would love to know how much guessing work there is in, like, a job like that. What makes sense? And then just doing that. No! Okay.
You just super peaked the mic.
I'm so sorry. So, Cardinals didn't get Milton Williams, so they pivoted to the other Eagles defensive lineman. They got Josh Sweat.
Okay.
And what did I tell you I'd be okay with? I'm not okay with it. I'm not okay. Because I thought the math worked out. 4 years, $76 million for Josh Sweat. That's $19 million a year. We did 3 years, 48.
Was 16.
That was it was 16 for so $3 million more, and I could have got Josh Sweat. How old is Josh Sweat? If he's like 28, I get it, but
I wonder if I just put this up uncut later today.
yeah, no, he's 27. Pay him until he's 31. And maybe Odighizuwa ends up being really good. But I don't know. I don't know if I tell you this much. I guess it also, if we don't go out and get a premier defensive tackle, then I really don't like it.
Yeah.
Like now I want Jonathan Allen. I want Jonathan Allen to be a Bear. But he just went to Minnesota on a visit today. So, You know what the issue is? I'm a Eagles fan trapped in the Bears fan base. I just want us to sign all the good defensive linemen. I am a slut for defensive linemen. You build in the trenches, I love you. It's like my favorite thing is to just draft the biggest, meanest guys, and you'll probably win games. Milton Williams, I was more bought in on than Odighizuwa, but Odiyingbo, that's what it is. I'm saying Odighizuwa is another guy. So Deo Odiyingbo. I hope he ends up being good, man. Zach, what is going on?
Is this not what happens?
Yeah, I know, but it's so exciting.
Yeah, it sounds like a fun time.
I like the Drew Dahlman signing. At least I'm happy with that. I don't know, Zach. I don't know.
Can't wait to see the tier list about who won free agency.
And how it never ever fucking mattered. Oh, hold up. Oh, never mind. I thought 32 mil of Oda Yingbo's deal is guaranteed, and I thought it was a 3-year 32. I was like, yeah, no, I like that a lot more. But no, it's just, yeah, that's what's guaranteed.
Yeah.
I guess we don't need another elite pass rush, elite defensive end when you have Montez Sweat on one side. Oh, Trevin Morig. He got signed. 3-year, $51 deal. $51 mil. He's a good player. A good safety. Damn! Zach, why did they do that? Why did the Cardinals sign him?
Who's the Cardinals sign?
Josh Sweat. You should.
Josh Sweat.
You should care.
I should probably care.
That's an actual issue for you guys. I don't know who you put on that side now.
We won the Super Bowl. We don't need him good for another 5 years.
God, I hope Jonathan Allen becomes a Bear. I did this last year with DJ Reader, where I wanted him to be a Bear the whole free agency, and then the Lions took him. If I do this with Jonathan Allen this year, and then the Vikings get him, I'm going to be pissed.
So when the Vikings get John Allen.
I got ball sack sportsed this week. Do you know anything about ball sack sports?
No.
They're fake news reports that sometimes get reported on by like actual news outlets and stuff. I got ball sack sports. It showed Myles Garrett in a Lions uniform. It said a first this year, a second this year, a first next year, and DJ Reader to the Browns for Myles Garrett. And I yelled it in the lunchroom at work. And I was like, I can't believe... And I was going crazy. And then like I kept reading it. And I'm like, oh, this is fake. And I was like, never mind, ignore me. And then I got clowned on for all of lunch. Panthers signed J.C. Horn to a deal, making him the highest paid corner in NFL history.
Oh, I have contract news. I have really good contract news. You'll love it.
Okay.
The Costco guys have officially signed with All Elite Wrestling.
Yeah, so I'm just not happy about it.
To bring the big boom every Wednesday night. I don't hate it.
Why?
I know you hate it. I don't hate it. Bro, one of your favorite wrestlers is R-Truth, who just does comedy jobber stuff. Like...
Yeah, I know, but he's funny.
Costco guys are funny. They give that 5 big booms.
That's not funny. R-Truth does bits. They just say, BOOM! What was the point in taking the title off of LA Knight with Shinsuke just to have LA Knight take it back off of Shinsuke?
So I can give you 2 possibilities. One, Shinsuke, after winning the belt, went and did a bunch of dates for Pro Wrestling Noah. So to have him have that presentation with the title was possibly really important. And 2, it's possible that that was not originally the plan. And that was just because LA Knight had just... Like, 1 week before... So that match was supposed to happen on the SmackDown before Elimination Chamber. But that Thursday before... Shinsuke Nakamura's mentor died, and apparently that was a really bad death for the family and everything, so it's possible Shinsuke Nakamura is also taking time off. So it might have been a quick get the title off him, and then he can go and be off for a bit.
Yeah, but that doesn't answer my question. Because then he was going to lose it there anyway. If his mentor doesn't die, he loses that match.
Not necessarily. They could have still had him originally slated to retain that.
Oh, okay.
And that has changed when they moved it to Philly.
Okay.
That would be... Those are my 2 guesses. Or it could have just been to... There was a lot of... Back before October, there was a lot of complaints that WWE feels too predictable. So there were then now 3 curveballs that hit, and that was one of them. That it's possible that they were throwing just to throw people off. The other ones were... I guess you could say 4, but one of them feels more built. Jay winning the IC title on Raw. Shinsuke Nakamura winning the U.S. title at Survivor Series. I guess you could say Jay winning the Rumble. I disagree with that, but I guess you could say that. And then Io winning the women's title on Raw was also really surprising. I don't buy into that WWE is always too predictable. I think there's enough of the surprises for me sometimes.
The Io one was crazy.
The Io one, I wish they did... The problem is I was so sure Rhea was going to win, I just wasn't fully into that match as a possibility of Io winning. I would have liked to be more into it. Because that was big, and the belief... There's two reports going around. One is that it'll be a triple threat, Rhea, Bianca, Io, which sounds amazing. Or the other report is that Rhea might be hurt, and it might just be Io, Bianca.
Wasn't she just hurt?
Last year, yeah, about this time last year. She was also hurt in November, but I think that might have been kayfabe, because she then wrestled Survivor Series anyway.
Yeah, that's what she... Liv kept fucking with her, what was it, shoulder? She had to keep popping her shoulder back in?
That was SummerSlam.
SummerSlam.
That was the actual injury.
Oh, so her shoulder was actually hurt?
Yeah. There was a face injury that might have been real, might have not have been real.
Oh, okay.
Because she came out in a mask, but then she took the mask off to wrestle, so, like, I don't...
The story of this free agency. Max Crosby, I want to play for a winner. Signs again with the Raiders. Myles Garrett, I'm done with the Browns. Signs again with the Browns. DK Metcalf, I want to play somewhere warm with a good quarterback. Sign somewhere cold with no quarterback. Oh, Josh Allen got signed also. He got extended 6 years, $330 million.
Okay. That's what I figured would happen.
Baron Browning, that was another one. He went to the Cardinals. So they got Josh Sweat and Baron Browning in one free agency. That's not bad.
It was an AEW pay-per-view last night, Revolution, and it was fine. I've been told it was good, but the ending was incorrect, and that if they were going to do that ending for that match, then it shouldn't have main evented. And then Tony Khan wants to come out on the post-show. I think I don't like Tony Khan.
Hey, welcome to the club. We have snacks.
And then Tony Khan comes out on the post-show and is just like, honestly, any of the last 4 matches could have main evented. Then why didn't they, Tony? Then why didn't they? If you were planning a shitty non-finish, a shitty heel-winning, almost non-finish, non-resoluting of the story that you're telling for the Death Rider, for Moxley versus Cope, why did that main event and not the story-ending, special Hollywood ending between Mariah May and Toni Storm? Like, you could have just done that. And honestly, that show probably would have been better received. I still think that match... So what happens is Moxley and Cope are wrestling, Christian Cage comes out, cashes in. He had, like, it wasn't a Money in the Bank contract, but it was essentially a Money in the Bank contract. He cashes it in and then gets choked out by Moxley almost immediately. And then Moxley retains his title. Cope doesn't get pinned or submitted or anything. And then Swerve does then come out and confront Moxley and beat him up because he's now the number 1 contender because of his match that last night. But, like, to then end your show on that, just make that the penultimate match and put on Mariah May versus Toni Storm. Probably would have been the right call because I believe that ended very conclusively and it was meant to be the big ending of that story.
Okay.
But, like, Dynasty sounds like it's going to be really good. I assume that's the one that's in Philly. I assume we're going to get Moxley and Swerve there. And then Kenny Omega just won the international title, so he's most likely going to defend it there in a match that I'm sure will be crazy against whoever it is because it's Kenny fucking Omega. And then I don't know. Maybe they do it. Maybe they might do another Adam Copeland versus Christian Cage match, since Cage kind of cost Adam his shot. And then I think Adam Cole versus Daniel Garcia is also where they're going on a match. And then if Okada defends, it'll be good because it's Okada.
Just looking at the new boys after that 68 sack season. Oh, we didn't keep Tevin Jenkins. That kind of sucks. He's a good player. Yes, sir, bitch!
Uh-oh. What happened?
We signed fucking Grady Jarrett from Atlanta. Pro Bowl defensive tackle. 3-year, $43.5 million. I like that. But I feel like Grady Jarrett is like 29. Because I feel like Grady Jarrett's old. Yeah, he's 31. I don't care. I just want us to win. Everybody can't be young. You can't have a team full of young guys. You need old. Yeah. Yeah, because he's been with the Falcons for forever. That's from Schefter, too, so that's real. Adam Schefter and Tom Pelissaro. Yeah, that's real. Damn, we took 2 Falcons because Drew Dolman's a Falcon, too. Probably not the team you want to steal players from. Is the team that didn't make the playoffs, but... No, I'm playing. Oh, okay, so what is that? So, Grady Jarrett teaching Jervon Dexter with Montez Sweat and Odo
Odabayingo? I keep forgetting his name. Zach, what's his name?
I don't know what is his name.
No, it's Deo Odayingo, right?
I don't know.
Zach, stop yelling at me.
Tanner, what's his name?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out.
Weird switch of roles for us on the audio recording.
What's his name? Odayingbo. Okay, so Odayingbo, Montez Sweat, Grady Jarrett, and Javon Dexter. That's a line I can get behind.